Hi guys, and welcome to our second Let's Talk Around the Fire. Today, we're gonna talk about which 2 NCU combo are the best to face a 3 NCU list for each faction. Because if you are like my friend Steve that prefer to play 2 NCU list, you're gonna tell me this.
I also like to live dangerously.
But first, I'll begin to put all this in context. Historically, 3 NCO lists had been better in tournament than 2 NCO lists. Why, you ask me? The answer is simple. First, it gives you more control on the tactic boards. It's an uncuttable and cheap activation. Usually, your NCU empower unit. More NCU you have, more support you can send to your important unit anywhere on the table. That is plain and simple like that. I will even go further and I will give you the recipe to a good 3 NCU list combo. First, you take Tycho NCU. He is simply the best at the moment and the most used NCU since the release of 2021 version. After that, you take an NCU that's synergized with your list. The third rules is you try to take an NCU that replaces a zone. Because when you have 3 NCU, often when you're gonna activate your last one, the zone may not be the one that you really care or really need. When you can replace it with an ability, very often this NCU gonna be able to help you in the game. That if you were not able to replace the zone, you may have spent an activation for almost nothing. My fourth point is I strongly suggest to bring only one NCU that have an influence. Because you cannot have a unit with 2 influence at the same time, and you don't always want to activate 2 NCU early in the round to get their influence quickly on the board. Me, as a hardcore Lannister player, I love a combo that gonna share you that follow those rules. First, I take Tycho. After that, I'm gonna take NCU Ruse, and the last one gonna be the Sparrow. This combo is called I'll Never Die. The panic gonna trigger the healing of the Sparrow, and having Ruse, NCU's gonna help me with his order to put panic on the unit that I want to fail their panic test, and because you have replace ability, I always can trigger another panic test whenever I want, and even if the tactic zone that is left on the board is not the crown. This combo is very good, and maybe at the moment it's not the most optimal, the most meta, but if you put these 3 NCU with units that have Lannister supremacy, horrific visage, or vicious ability, it's gonna be very devastating. Now, I just want to finish with talking about Tycho. It's because right now, he's the best. He's like a big insurance. You can activate him almost at any time. His trigger is unbelievable, and it's a little bit too good. I would like a backlash ability like the bribery card from the Lannister, that as long as you don't take the purse to repay the bank, the Iron Bank, you will always attack with the lower die value with one of your unit.
Where's the money? Yeah, you like that? That feel good? That feel good? Where's the money, man? Where's my money?
Now, let's go into it. Faction back faction 2 NCU combo that let you fight against 3 NCU. The first one's gonna be the Stark. I call this combo the Survivor Brother. I may have to change my title for the combo. But still, the 2 NCU that I like with the Stark is Alan Reed and Ned Stark. Alan and Ned are both very defensive NCU. Alan gonna be able to make your opponent attack with a -1 penalty, And Ned Stark is going to help you pass your moral test or heal you back with his order. It's very, very good. And at the moment, one of the popular combo from the Stark, it's Berserker with a Mormon veteran in them. They are very hard to kill because they have good morale, and Ardent ability made them very resistant. Now, if you add the fact that Ned can save a moral test or can heal them when they have 1 or 2 wounds, because the objective is always to have at least 4 guys in the last rank, because when you have only 1 rank, you're going to be able to block 3 hit with Ardent, and you're going to have all your the maximum attack with the Berserker. And if you can also influence the unit that attack them with All in Read with the -1 to hit, your unit gonna be almost unkillable, and your opponent gonna need to put a lot of effort on them. That's why those 2 NCU are so good. They force your opponent to put a lot of resources on them, and that's the reason why you may need 1 NCU less. After that, the Baratheon. Me, I really like Olenna and Courtney Penrose. Both of them bring control on the tactic board and penalize your opponent when they activate their NCU. They make your opponent make a real hard choice. Courtney will help you to choose 2 zones that if your opponent select it, you're going to be able to heal. And Olenna have 2 options. You may cancel the ability from an enemy NCU when activated, or you can make him have the choice that if he activate, you deal D3 hit and weaken a unit. Both of them are crazy good because it penalizes your opponent to have several NCU, and that's the reason why those 2 can face 3 NCU lists. After that, we have the Lannister. My combo for them is Tyrion and Joffrey. This combo is very efficient because Joffrey gonna help you to control the crown without sitting on it. Now, if you put it on the purse, you're gonna have all the bonus ability from your tactic card. And Tyrion, because he's giving you an extra tactic card, it's making the envelope a little bit less of a priority. That means that those 2 feel like you have 3 NCU and you can put more points on the table. After that, we have the Night Watch. You know the Night Watch. The way I see them is like this. A spoiled child from seamen. They have 2 options. The only faction that's gonna tell 2 options for 2 NCU lists. The first one gonna be Samwell and Gilly with Aemon NCU. Samwell is the new edition from Hero Box 2, and he's just a great addition. He's gonna let you bring 1 additional tactic card, and he bring Gilly with him. And Gilly, it's just an NCU that you can activate only once in a game. But let's be honest, you don't really need 3 NCU all the game. You need 3 NCU maybe 2 or 3 rounds in the game at clutch moment. Now, having this NCU that you can activate only once in the game, but it's very great because when you're gonna be at the clutch moment, you're gonna have her and you don't pay for her. It's incredibly good. And Aemon feel like a second purse. That means that you can still heal yourself without taking the purse. And those 2 together feel really good. The second option will be any 2 NCU with Conscript. Conscript are just too great. Their healing is better than the purse. Even Tycho, because you can use it more than once in a game. You can send them on an objective and just collect your victory point, and at the same time heal any of your board that are at long range of them. At 4 point, they are just too good to be in your. Now, for the 5th faction, we're gonna have the neutral. Varys and Baelish are my combo here. They bring so much control. Baelish is there to block, and he is just great with his ability to let get a zone that you need for your tactic card. Varys is kinda 2 NCU in 1. You can use his ability when you wanted the zone your enemy just claimed. It's a little bit less stronger, but still very good. And those two can feel almost like 3 NCU because of their ability.
Here we stand, in mutual admiration and respect,
playing our roles.
Now, for the 6th faction, let's talk about Targaryen. Here, I have nothing for you. It's the only faction that I don't really like 2 NCU combo good enough to face 3 NCU. But honestly, you have Mother of Dragon and very soon Blood Rider. You don't deserve a 2 NCU combo. In my mind, it's just why? Just why do you bring another unbalanced unit to the game? And the other thing I felt is kind of they didn't like Khal Drogo commander always going in a unit of flaymen. They tell themselves we need a unit from the Targaryen faction that will gonna be able to put Khal Drogo because it's gonna be more thematic. And we need to put it a little bit better than flaymen, that the player will not choose automatically flaymen, because at the moment flaymen are on the limit of being too good, but they decide to create Blood Rider that are stronger than them. And in my mind, you're gonna see this unit gonna be just a real tank. It's gonna make the same fear than a Panzer tank in World War II when your opponents see it. After that, the Greyjoy. Eric Ironmaker and Roderick Arlo are your combo here. Roderick Arlo is giving you 2 chances to dig in your tactic decks and get what you really need. He make the envelope a little bit less a priority, letting your NCU go elsewhere, and Eric Ironmaker give you a little bit of control because he penalizes your opponent when he goes on the purse. Being able to add pillage token because your opponent go on the purse is very, very good for the Greyjoy. And those two, because their ability are just good enough that they may have a chance against 3 NCU lists. For my last faction, you have the Free Folk. And my combo here is Mance Rider and Lady Val. Mance is letting you have a bit of control on your opponent. You can put his influence on an enemy unit that you know your opponent will want to target with a zone of the tactic board. And in doing so, it's gonna let you draw tactic cards that give you a chance to draw a good card and help you in the future of the game. Lady Val just bring the extra mobility that the Free Folk need. When you have a huge army with several infantry units, you need sometime a push to be able to go get the flanks and be able to surround your enemy. And with her, you always have this possibility. Your opponent cannot just go sit on the horse and stop you from having this extra maneuver. And that's it, boys. I just want to finish in saying that these combos are not the best in the game. I just think that it gives you more chance when you field a 2 NCU list against an opponent that have 3. If you choose one of those 2 NCU lists, I really think that you have a chance, and with a good list, even do well in tournament. On that, I'm gonna say you good night, and I hope to see you in our next episode.